So it's like sample project images. I just take from Autodesk each and every, for example, if I install Autodesk Revit, they have sample project files for Revit architecture, Revit structure, and Revit MEP. Once I start the training, I will show you how we get the files or how we are going to take the files. Okay, so I just going to show about the Revit, what are the steps we are going to explain in the Revit. So how we are doing the project. Okay, so the main process of the training is compared to others, what I'm going to provide the training means how we are going to start the project. So my training is based on those kind of steps, what are the problems I faced in the project related Revit. So I just explain one by one, and then that one is very helpful for the person who take the training from my end. They can easily understand how they are going to handle the project, like how we are going to start the project. For example, we just choose a template first in the Revit. The Revit is work based on the template. Okay, so the template means is like a predefined one. Okay, in the BIM field we have some technical words or some technical steps we need to follow, like BIM execution plan. Okay, so the BIM execution plan means how we are going to incorporate the BIM in this project, like what are the color code we are going to follow, what are the names we are going to follow, what are the files extension we are going to follow, what are the softwares we are going to follow, who are the person who are involved in the project. Those kind of information we are provide to the client as a document that is called BIM execution plan. Okay, with the help of BIM execution plan, we need to prepare our template. Okay, the template means is a standards, like in our regular life also we have a connection with the template, like if I receive a call from other person to my phone, I'm in a meeting, I have a template in my phone in the right side. I call you right back, or I call you back, or I cannot talk to you now, you can text me. Those are the templates we have. So what are the things we need, that one we prepared previously, that one is helpful for us to perform those kind of situations. Okay, so in this Revit, working based on template only. The template means is a standards. Okay, the standard means, as I mentioned, what are the standards we explain or client explain to us, those one we are prepare as a document. With the help of that one we prepare the template. Okay, for example, I don't need to worry about the standards which mentioned by the client, because I already prepared the template with the help of that one. Okay, I just pass the template to my team. For example, the line thickness should be 2 mm, or the text should be Times New Roman area, or the ducting they place for supplier, it should be in blue color. Those kind of standards which I followed or which I prepared in my template. Please note that this template need to be prepared with the help of BIM coordinator or the BIM manager, because those people have the very well knowledge about the BIM standards in their country related codes. Each and every country have individual BIM standards. So those standards need to be followed in your Revit model. For example, some countries they are following imperial, some countries they are following metric. So those difference, for example. Okay, so this is the main. Okay, so the template we started first. So once I prepare the template, I just pass to my team. For example, I have a mechanical individual team, so I just pass the file to the team. They use the template and then they prepare the model. So my team don't need to worry about the standards, because I prepare the template is based on the standards. So if they take the duct of supply a diffuser, it should be in blue color only. So no need to worry about the color code. So it's already followed. If they take the text, it should be Times New Roman 20 mm, like that. So it's already prepared in template. And then they don't need to worry about other discipline also, because my template is based on individual discipline wise. For example, I have individual template for architecture, individual template for structure, M&E also, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. I have individual template. So the persons who working on the file, they don't need to worry about the standards, or they don't need to worry about the discipline, but they need to be take the specified template for their working process. Okay. So this is the user interface of the Revit. So as I mentioned, the template is very important here. And then once I choose a template, and then we next go for the project coordinate and site coordinates. Okay, this project coordinate and site coordinates is the main scope for Archi and Archi peoples, because in the BIM field or in the construction field, structure and M&E is always depends upon architecture. So once we receive the architecture model, then we start the structure, or once we receive the architecture model, then we start the M&E model. Okay, without that we cannot able to perform our structure and M&E model. Okay, so the project and site coordinates is need to be set by the architecture team, and then those project and site coordinates will be reflected in our template, because our model also need to be in the same location, right? So for that purpose, we need to concentrate on that part. The next step, we need to prepare our grid and levels. Okay, in this Revit, levels means number of buildings, number of floors you have. For example, I have 5-story building. In India, we have basement, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, or level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. But in Singapore, it starts from level 1 only. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. If you have 5-story building, I have 5 levels or 6 levels, including roof. Okay, so we need to prepare the levels, and then we need to prepare the grids. Grids are very important in the site. Okay, in our model, the grids are very important, because that is have an interconnection with site peoples and our model. Okay, for example, if you place a grid, for example 1A 1B like that, so in this grid we can set how it can be working in the site. So for example, I just show open on example, one sample Revit architecture advanced sample project. I just show you how the Revit grid have. So the main important things, once we start the project, we need to set the Archi code, project site point, and then project and site base point. First we need to set that one. After that, for example, here you can find this is all grids. Okay, these grids help us to the person working on the site, who can easily identify where it is located. Okay, for example, if I mention the column comes under 1A, means they can easily find here. So once we start the project, the main important thing is levels and grids. Okay, so the levels and grids are very important. Once we prepare that one, so here in Revit we have one more option also. We have as I mentioned previously, we always depends upon architecture. Okay, so the architecture can prepare the levels and grids, project base point, site project base point, those kind of basic settings, coordinates, they are basic setting this done ready, and then they prepare the levels and grid also in the architecture model. So what we need to need to be done, so we just link the Archi model in our MEP template or MEP project, both same. So if we link that with the help of copy monitor option, we just take the levels and grids from the Archi model. So the copy monitor means if any changes happen in the Archi model, for example, they move the grid from this location. For example, here you can find 9956 or 6502 is a grid distance. So if they change the grid distance to 6505, means we cannot able to know. So once we are going for the coordination part, then only we can know there is a changes in the grid. That's the reason Archi model was updated. So we didn't identify in our MEP model. To prevent the situation, we are using copy monitor option to find the changes in the same time. If any changes happen in your Revit file, in the architecture file, it will be reflected in your model at the same time. We don't need to worry about the standards or the grid levels or the grid positions or level positions is changed or not. We don't need to be worried. If we use the copy monitor options, then the Revit will be take care of that one. So if any changes happen in the architecture file, it will be reflected in your model automatically. There is no more time need to be spent on those parts. Okay, so that is very important here. That's why I'm telling how we start the project like that. So levels and grids are very important. But we have one more option here, copy monitor. With the help of copy monitor, we prepare the levels and grids from the Archi model. Okay, take the levels and grids from the Archi model. So this is the main, this is starting process of the Revit. After that, the collaboration part, that means work sharing process. The work sharing process means we have one individual central file. With the help of one individual central file, we have um, sorry, we have a number of people working on the same file at the same time. We don't have any lagging issue because we are working on the central file. The central file means we have one server, we have a server in our office. So our main file should be in the server. The person who take the copy, they are working on the local file. Here you have some more options like here you can find synchronize with the central reload latest. For example, if any person working on a file, they just synchronize with the central, then those changes will reflect in your central model. And then the other person just click reload latest means those changes will reflect in their model. Okay. So this one not very, how I can be explained. So this one not in this stage, not very easy to understand. Once we prepare the model, then only we can understand why we are choosing why we are choosing work sharing process, why we are choosing synchronize in central, why we are using reload latest. Those one you can understand once we are going for the step-by-step process of the modeling the Revit. Then only you can understand easily. Otherwise, this part will be a bit confused. But why I'm telling this one means these are all the advantages we are choosing Revit. Companies are choosing Revit. Okay, and then here is very easy here to use the 3D model. You can see the 3D model directly here. So this is our 3D model. So once we start, we directly choose a 3D model only. With the help of 3D model, we're preparing our 2D like so if any changes happen in your 2D, it will be changes there. For example, here I just move the door from this location. I just flip the door. Okay. And then here also it will be changes. Okay, I just showed previously. Previously it should be like this. Okay, this is the sheet view which I opened. For example, I'm going to provide the 2D drawings to the client. For that purpose, I prepare the 2D sheet. So in the 2D sheet is very important thing is title block. Everything should be there in our training content. I will explain there. This is just a view. This is like a demo how we are going to see that in Revit. So this is our main title block for going to submission process. For example, in the title block, I just drag the 3D view for level 1 entry here. So it should be there. Here you can, for example, now I just receive information from the client. This door should be in this position. Okay. So I just change here. I don't need to worry about the 2D drawings. I don't need to worry about the sections. If I go the 2D sheet automatically, here you can find the changes will be there. So that is called parametric. So this is also we need in the BIM. Okay. If any changes happen in 3D, it will be reflected in your 2D also. Okay. And then these are the main advantages of the Revit software. And then the next step, how we are going to use the Revit in our MEP. So in the MEP, here you have an individual platform for the Revit. So individual tab for the Revit. Here we can prepare the ducting. Here we can prepare the electrical cable tray. Here we can prepare the plumbing. Like the person who already have experience in the construction field, they already have idea about how many services we have. But the person who are fresher or they are going to be involved in the construction field, they don't know about that. No worry, I will explain that things. In the architect, in the mechanical, we have supply air duct, return air duct, exhaust air duct, and then we have air handling unit, BAV unit. But and then in the electrical, we can find the power, electrical lighting, and then some low voltages. And then for plumbing, we have drainage system, sanitary system, chill water system, hot water system, and then we have one more domestic hot water, domestic cold water, fire protection also we have. Sorry, I forgot to inform. In the electrical, we have a communication system also, and then CCTV surveillance system also we have. So it depends upon the client requirement. So and then client also mention is under which discipline also they need. So that one is very easy for us to identify that one. And then I just explained to you how we are get the I just show you how the M&E model is looking like. So this is the sample project which is provided by the Autodesk. So here you can find how they have done the M&E model here. So ducting and then diffusers they place already. How the level 1 model should be like, here you can find. So this kind of modeling we are going to do in our REVIT M&E sections. Okay, here you can find this is return duct, supplier duct, exhaust air duct. In our training session, I will explain what is supplier, what is return air, what is exhaust air. I will explain later because we have individual calculation part also here. That one is very it's a basic in the REVIT because we have everything in the REVIT. So mechanical also they have a heating and cooling load calculation. That one we need to know how to calculate the heating and cooling load for a building, and then with the help of that one we can choose a CFM. CFM is the cooling factor of the building or of the room. With the help of CFM we can key in the value here how much CFM required for a building, and then here you can find the supply air and then total pressure how much, flow how much, this kind of information we have. And then I will explain to you how the plumbing looking like. So lighting also here we have. So this is a basic step because if we go in depth, we have individual calculation for each and every discipline. For example, HVAC, that means mechanical, we have a heating and cooling calculation. Electrical is like individual part, like lighting, we have a lighting and cooling calculation. Power, we have a lighting, we have a lighting calculation. Power, we have a cable tray calculation, and then distribution panel board calculation, those cable calculation, those kind of information, those kind of calculation we have. Piping also we have a slope calculation, piping pressure calculation. So each and every discipline, if you go in depth, like if you go to the design stage, that have n number of calculation is there. So that one also we can discuss in the basic. If you choose the basic course, we can discuss in the basic. In advance, I will explain each and every part as an individual. For example, ducting for mechanical, we just see heating and cooling calculation. Lighting also we can see how we calculate the lighting load calculation for an individual building. It's a sample. We can discuss that one later. So plumbing also we have here. You can find piping, floor plan. It's like mechanical, like connecting between two VAVs. So they just connect the pipe here. So simple example of how we do the piping. And then here also we can cut the section. So the person who have a experience in the construction field, they can know about the sections very clearly. Section means if any clumsy area or the client didn't know those portions very well, means we need to cut the section and we need to show to the client. So that one here is very easy for that. You can show them clearly. Here you have some sections. So here is the lighting sections they have. So previously, before entering the BIM, in a title block, we just show one plan view and one section view only. Once we enter into the BIM, client expecting a 3D ISO view of a building also, a 3D ISO view of a 3D ISO view for a section also. How we are preparing that one is very easy here because most of the clients require that thing. So overall 3D view of our building. So I just make this one, this thing should be so this is overall building. So if the client prepare the ISO view, the client need the ISO view means I just go here, I just prepare like this. The few clicks, previously you see the 2D sections, right? those 2D sections comes under the 3D view here now. Here also you can control the thing. So this kind of view also we provide to the client for easy understanding purpose. Okay, this one we can see later in our training session how we are going to prepare. One step by step we can see my content also like that. So how we are going to handle the project, those kind of steps I just make as a content in the Revit based topics. So it's very easy for the person who take the training, they can easily working on the project as a BIM modeler. Okay, so the person who working on the MNE, they become a BIM modeler here. So they have a much experience. For example, the person who promoted as a BIM coordinator have more than 5 years experience on this field. Okay. So these are the examples we have. So these are the details we must see here. And then the next part, as I mentioned, is the Navisworks. That one bit later we can discuss. But I just give a small intro about the Navisworks. It's like class coordination software. This one helpful for them for us to find the class easily. Class means like class with ducting and then light fixtures, or for example, okay. And then class coordination process, class selection, 5D project scheduling, rendering, quantification, construction simulation. Those are these kind of process we can see that in our Navisworks. That one I will explain as a individual session. Okay.